Good evening. This will probably be video 3 on June 28th, 2024. And I you know what? Let me show you something here. My hoodie, okay, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of Your Mom. If you don't know much about Freud, that's okay. But let me get back to my seat here. But Freud always said, it's about nature and nurture, and that being that, you know, what you are born with impacts you 100%, and then nurture. So, in other words, I've always said to people that, if you've got a natural ability to sing or to dance or to play basketball or do whatever, I can help you become better, or we can by coaching you and doing whatever. But if you don't have the natural ability, you're probably not going to do very well with it. And of course, Pink Floyd had the Dark Side of the Moon song. And so I wear this because it's I like to wear it on the planes when I'm traveling, because people will come up and ask me questions. What do you do? And I say, oh, I'm kind of an entertainment shrink in Beverly Hills and work with a lot of different people. And then we start chatting and talking, and they like, that I'm not throwing attitude. Okay. But in the last couple of weeks, particularly, we had, Mother's Day, and then we just had Father's Day. And it's always an issue for me. I divorced my mother, and a lot of you are going to never want to listen to another word I say when I say that, because you have to love your mother. I didn't dislove my mother, but I had to divorce her because of the issues she had. There were psychological problems, okay? And because of that, there were some for my father too, all right? And they say that doesn't mean they were wrong or did the wrong stuff, but they didn't know what to do. There were some issues. Um, we don't require training or education or a license to have a baby. We do for cars and owning a gun and doing other things maybe, but not for having a baby. And so people can have children even though they're probably not prepped for it. Okay. As I say, I appreciate moms and dads. My healthiest mother and healthiest father were actually my partner's mother and father. And they came along after I divorced my mother. It was really great. I could talk to my mother-in-law, Muff, anytime and get some good advice. Same thing with my father-in-law, Mr. Bill. But you got to realize, we're not trained to parent. Okay. And they say sometimes in the DV thing, I'm always talking about people. Do you know, you're attracted to this person, male or female, but do you know what their background's like? Okay. They say, and my problem with my mother is emotional incest. I don't know whether I mentioned it already today, but I did one of the earlier videos. Look up emotional-incest.com. It's not physical incest, it's emotional. And she was rejected by her father right after she was born. And he moved out west from New Jersey, where we were living, where she was living. And so she was raised by herself with her mom, and her mom always complaining about what a horrible thing the father was. Okay. And it became kind of an ongoing thing. So she was like a good little girl, used to send him Christmas cards and birthday cards and little handwritten notes. He never responded to her. He sent the alimony, etc. Then when she was about 18, she got a relative to drive her across the country. This was back in the 1930s or early 40s, late 30s. Not an easy way to get across the country. You couldn't just hop on Southwest and take off. She got there, knocked on the door, and in Long Beach, and she had left New Jersey to go out there to do that. And he opened the door, and she said, "Hi, I'm your daughter, Marion." And he looked at her, and she said, "I'm the one that's been sending you all those little notes and Christmas cards and that." And he said, "You are dead in my mind." I paid your mother. I took care of the alimony. Now get off my steps or I'm going to call the cops. We'll talk about more in the next video.